Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Stranger Things is about to wrap up with its 5th and final season, and honestly, it feels like we've been on this ride forever. From Demogorgons to the Mind Flayer, and to Vecna himself, the Upside Down has thrown everything it's got at Hawkins. But before we jump into the last chapter, let's hit pause and recap a little. In this video, I'll walk you through all the things you need to catch up so you're ready when Season 5 comes out. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. What has happened so far? So let's go back to where it all started. Season 1 takes us to Hawkins, Indiana, a small town where everyone knows each other, and the biggest drama is usually middle school bullies. But then, Will Byers disappears one night after a Dungeons & Dragons game, and suddenly everything changes. His friends, Mike, Lucas, and Dustin start searching for him, and they meet Eleven, a strange girl with a shaved head who barely speaks, but can move things with her mind. Meanwhile, Joyce, Will's mom, refuses to give up on him, even when everyone else thinks she's losing it. She figures out that Will is stuck in another dimension, the Upside Down, a dark, twisted version of Hawkins, crawling with a monster called the Demogorgon. With Eleven's help, the kids fight back and Will is rescued. But even after it's all over, something still feels wrong. The door to the Upside Down is not fully shut, and Will is not quite the same. Then comes Season 2. Will is home again, but he's having visions and feeling this creepy connection to a giant shadow monster we come to know as the Mind Flayer. It's way bigger than the Demogorgon, and it wants to take over our world. Eleven, who's been hiding with Hopper, the local sheriff, learns more about her past and even discovers she's not the only one with powers. She eventually returns to the group just in time, and in one of her biggest moments, she uses everything she has to close the gate. For a little while, things finally feel normal. Season 3 changes the vibe completely. It's summer in Hawkins and the kids are growing up, and everyone is hanging out at the new Starcourt Mall. Dustin has a girlfriend, Lucas and Max are dating, and Mike and Eleven are figuring out their relationship too. It feels lighter until the Russians show up. It turns out they've built a secret lab under the mall and are trying to force the gate back open. The Mind Flayer finds a way back too, this time by possessing people, starting with Billy, Max's stepbrother. He becomes the creature's puppet, and one of the scariest threats the group has ever faced. Everything builds up to this massive showdown at Starcourt Mall. Eleven fights hard but ends up losing her powers. Billy redeems himself in the end by sacrificing his life to save Max and the others, and Hopper, in what looks like his final stand, is caught in the explosion that destroys the machine. Hawkins is left devastated. The Byers family, along with Eleven, pack up and leave town, and for the first time, the group is split apart. In Season 4, the story splits into 3 big threads: Hawkins, California, and Russia. But they all tie together in the end. Back in Hawkins, we meet our new villain, Vecna. At first, he's just this terrifying figure from the Upside Down who targets teenagers with trauma. He basically invades their mind, shows them their worst memories, and then kills them in a brutal way that leaves their bodies twisted and broken. The first victim is Chrissy, a cheerleader, which shakes the whole town. Pretty soon, everyone thinks Eddie Munson, the leader of the Hellfire Club and our new D&D guy, is behind it. So Eddie goes on the run, while Dustin, Lucas, Max, and the others realize something supernatural is happening again. Max, still grieving Billy's death, becomes one of Vecna's targets. This leads to one of the most iconic moments of the season, when she escapes Vecna's curse by running toward her friends, while Kate Bush's running up that hill blasts in the background. From there, the Hawkins crew figures out that Vecna is not just some random monster. He's linked to the Upside Down in a much deeper way, and his killings are opening gates all across Hawkins. Meanwhile, in California, Mike visits Eleven, who's living with the Byers. But things are not great. Eleven is being bullied, and without her powers, she feels helpless. After she fights back and gets in trouble, government agents show up and whisk her away to Dr. Owens, who tells her they can help her get her powers back. That's when Brenner reappears, alive and running a secret program to restore Eleven's abilities. She's put through all these tests and memories, and in the process, we finally get to the truth about her past. And this is where the big twist comes in. Vecna is actually Henry Creel, also known as One, the first child with powers that Brenner experimented on. Eleven battled him years ago as a kid, and she's the one who banished him into the Upside Down, where he transformed into Vecna. He shapes the Mind Flayer into the giant spider-like creature we've seen since Season 2. Then we have Hopper. Turns out, he didn't die in that explosion back in Season 3. He was caught by the Russians and is trapped in a brutal prison, where they make the prisoners fight against Demogorgons as a sport. Joyce and Murray go on a mission to rescue him, which includes faking a ransom deal, sneaking into Russia, and fighting their way out. Eventually, they manage to free Hopper. Everything builds up to an epic finale. The Hawkins group splits into teams. One to distract Vecna, one to attack him in the Upside Down, and Max, who volunteers to bait him. 11, still training in the lab, enters Max's mind to help her fight Vecna from the inside. But things go horribly wrong. Vecna overpowers Max, breaks her bones, blinds her, and technically kills her. 11 manages to bring her back, but barely. Max ends up in a coma by the end of the season. Vecna doesn't die either. Nancy, Steve, and Robin set him on fire and shoot him, but he escapes. His plan works. His 4 kills tear open massive gates across Hawkins. By the end, the Upside Down is literally bleeding into the real world. The whole group finally reunites, but when they look out over Hawkins, they see the Upside Down merging with their world.
3. Come on. 2.
Everything we know about Season 5. Stranger Things Season 5 is not dropping all at once. Netflix is splitting it into 3 parts. Part 1 comes out on November 26, 2025. Part 2 arrives on Christmas Day, and the big finale gets released on New Year's Day. Filming started way back in January 2024 and went on till the end of the year. Netflix revealed the release dates during their Tadum event with a short trailer. Initially, fans thought Season 5 would just be cut into 2 parts, but 3 actually makes sense. The Duffers have said each episode is basically feature-length, so breaking it up feels pretty epic. We've already had a couple of previews. The first full trailer dropped in July, and it confirmed a time jump to the fall of 1987. Hawkins looks like a war zone, under military lockdown, and the whole thing feels darker and heavier than before. The teaser doesn't give much away, but you can catch glimpses of Demogorgons, soldiers, and some pretty emotional moments. An earlier teaser from Tadum showed old footage from past seasons mixed with the new clips, including Karen Wheeler looking terrified, Mike suited up with new characters, and Will shouting for everyone to run as something monstrous bursts from the ground. Netflix also revealed the official setup for Season 5. Vecna is not gone, he's injured but alive, and the gang knows the final fight is coming. The story picks up as Hawkins is still reeling from the rifts tearing through town. The group has one mission: track down Vecna and finish him once and for all. But with him in hiding and the Upside Down spilling into the real world, the danger is bigger than anything they've faced before. It's the last stand, and the whole party needs to be together. The Duffers have been clear that they've had the ending planned for years. Season 5 circles back to where it all began, with Will Byers at the heart of the story. The show kicked off with his disappearance, and it sounds like his arc will bring everything full circle. At the same time, the other characters are going to get their endings too. From Steve and Nancy's complicated situation, to 11's struggle with her powers. And speaking of 11, Netflix even put out a poster that lists her as missing, last seen in 1986. Since the new season takes place in 1987, fans are already wondering if she's in hiding, trapped in the Upside Down, or taken by Vecna. Whatever the answer, her role is going to be massive in the final chapter. Behind the camera, Dan Trachtenberg, the director of Prey, is handling one of the episodes. He's promised that Season 5 will not be the kind of story that builds slowly and saves everything for the finale. Instead, it's going to be high energy all the way through, with action and emotional hits packed into every episode. As for fan theories, well, there are plenty. Some people think time travel might finally come into play since the Upside Down is frozen in 1983. Others are holding out hope that Eddie Munson could return in some shocking way. There's also speculation that Max, even in her coma, could be central to Vecna's plan, or that 11's lost sister from Season 2 might return to help take him down. One thing is certain, Season 5 is finally going to answer the biggest mystery of all, the true nature of the Upside Down. We've seen pieces of it since the very beginning, but this time, the curtain is getting pulled back completely. The Duffers have promised that by the end, we'll finally know what that world really is, why it's stuck in time, and how Vecna fits into the bigger picture. When Netflix kicked off filming for Season 5, they dropped a cast photo that pretty much confirmed what we were all hoping for. The main crew is back. Every major character we've followed from the start is returning for the final chapter. Of course, there are a few new faces too. The big one is Linda Hamilton, who most people know as Sarah Connor from the Terminator movies. Her role is still under wraps, but it's a pretty exciting addition considering how iconic she is. Netflix also released a behind-the-scenes montage to celebrate 8 years of Stranger Things, and in that video, fans spotted 3 newcomers: Nell Fisher, Jake Connolly, and Alex Bro. We don't know who they're playing yet, but it looks like these might be the only fresh additions for the last season. The Duffers have said they really want to keep the focus on the original characters this time. After all, this is the endgame. It's about wrapping up the journey of the people we've been following since the very beginning, not overcrowding the story with too many new players. That does mean a couple of fan favorites won't be back. Joseph Quinn's Eddie Munson, who stole the show in Season 4, is not returning. His story ended with the Demobats, and as much as fans would love to see him again, the creators have made it clear his sacrifice was final. Another character missing from the lineup is Argyle, Jonathan's friend. Eduardo Franco confirmed he did not get the call for Season 5, so it looks like Argyle's story is done too. Marvelous verdict. So guys, with that, we come to the end of yet another fun video. This is the only recap you'll need before watching the new season, but I want to hear from you. What are your theories? Do you think Max will wake up and play a big role in the final battle? Could Eddie somehow make a comeback, or is his story really over? And what about 11? Do you think she's missing by choice, or did Vecna get to her? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. If you enjoyed watching this, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. Until next time.